yeah, no pressure at all. Yes.
Oh, let me switch over to Leo's. I hope Liara's doing okay. Homie couldn't play with us last night. Said
Oh my god!
She vented like a sus and pus. We're playing.
yeah. No badge for you. No badge for you. That's right. Tell him, bro. Tell him. No badge for you. Fuck out of here. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave him.
He didn't even know about the blue game red flag. First of all, here is my what? I need to know that I need some ideas for this.
Sorry, Mom, but you know, you can take a shower while I talk to you in this voice, you know, this nice sultry voice of mine, you know. It's all good. Just take that shower real quick. Oh god. Oh god. Bro, go.
But hey, at least my handling's better. Right, time to fuck him up. Woo! Why do I keep opening my mouth? You can get game over? Oh!
Bebop. No, she's not gonna do it now. She was doing it before. Bebop, baby girl. You gonna bebop? No, she's like, just give me the nut already. I'm sorry, I had to give her a free one. She's too cute. She's so hungry. Give me the nuts, all the nuts. There, we need to clip that and we will make that a sound.
No, Shadik's a little bit too much. Okay, break this. Sonic, chill, get off us. Combo him, combo the boy. Ow. Bro, Mephiles should not be allowed to live. Bro, Mephiles should not be allowed to be free. We need to deal with this man. Oh my gosh, these guys are mollybopping me. I don't know what now.
It's from the Snake Beast tribe.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have it then.
I didn't even get it.
So, shit.
I didn't. I know I did it, but like I didn't get it.
Oh, yes.
Oh wait, let me see
Okay,
what emote I have.
can somebody
someone's
please?
playing music.
It's Claire.
Can somebody please clip this so we can torment these two?
What the?
Yo, what? Oh my god, wait. Oh my god. I thought. Oh my god, I thought that the little girl was talking about Cloud.
There you go. Even the charge board looks good with it. Because that's a Savage Joe, right? That's a Savage Joe charge board, isn't it? Hold on, let's see what Sacred got posted up. I was gonna say we can draw up on that. We got you, BB. Still need to kill Latreon. I'm gonna pull Safi armor for that, but he's not in rotation. And I only need wings. Okay.
I could have been like super. Or I could have just done it like super duper southern and just been like, era. If one kills you, you can die happy. Oh, thank you, Doc. There we go. I gotta reset that.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Hello, hello, hello. What is up, everyone? Hello, Phantoms. Welcome, everyone. I know this is a shadow drop. I know this was completely out of nowhere, but hello, everyone. I'm riding the Phantoms here. Nice to see everyone that's here. Good afternoon, or in some cases, good morning to you, depending on where you are at in the world, because it's 12:45 p.m. I think I started around 11. That's why it took so. That's why around 11:30 or some shit like that. But how are you guys doing? I'm riding the Fams. Nice to see everybody that is here today. Welcome, welcome. I'm a variety streamer. I play a wide variety of games: action games, sports games, racing, JRPGs, RPGs, any of the like. My people, my community, the Phantoms. We play these same games. We chill out with one another. We have fun with one another. We have a good time with one another, and hopefully, you'll have a good time with us too. So have a sit down, relax, chill, and let's have some fun, shall we? Let's just chill out and enjoy this week. So today I might need to get rid of a lot of stuff here. Jesus. I didn't know I had this much here. But yeah, I hope you guys have been, enjoying one another, enjoying the time with one another, as I have throughout the week. Y'all know I had a pretty tough week. Not just for the Super Bowl, but for a lot of things. But that's why I'm happy to have a community, to lift you up when you're at your lowest, and and be at your, be with you when you're at your highest. So today, we got a couple things we got to talk about. So first things first is y'all can talk about the topics at hand. We got to talk about the Super Bowl, of course. That, in fact, and honestly, that might be the first thing we'll talk about. A rarity in on this podcast, because if y'all know with me, I would usually hold the NFL comments until at the end. But seeing as it's just one game, it's one thing that happened. We're gonna talk about that first. So we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We got to talk about, Sprights. Sprights made their appearance in Master Duel. In fact, I'll show a clip of what Sprights can do in Master Duel. They can do plenty of things when given the right set of cards or the right combos. I got to tell you, for me, Sprights has been a major, major impression, to the point where I just got rid of my Math Mech deck. Everything on Math Mech is gone. Even my Royal Finish Math Mech Albertarian that I crafted, I got rid of it. I hated that I have to get rid of it, but I had to get rid of it because Sprights are too goddamn good for for me to just. That shows you for me it means a lot. To where Sprights just made me get rid of one full deck. So yeah, we'll see how this will all go with Sprights in the future. But and of course, last but not least, we need to talk about Hogwarts. So I haven't forgotten. I don't think anybody has forgotten about how Hogwarts started. And of course, for me, I need to fucking talk about it. But of course, as I said, first things first, we need to talk about this when it goes to the Super Bowl. So let's get it all out the way. Let's have this talk. So for anyone that had not been aware, the Eagles lost the Super Bowl. They lost it 38-35 to the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to get some stats here. Patrick Mahomes went 21 of 27, 182 yards, 3 touchdowns. You would have thought that he would have passed for over 200, 250, and he would have completely dominated us, but he dominated us another way with short fields and whatever and what for. Isaiah Pacheco went 15 carries, 76 yards and a touchdown. Travis Kelce went 6 receptions, 81 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts went 27 of 38, 304 yards and a touchdown. He also rushed for 3 touchdowns, had 15 carries for 70 yards. Devontae Smith had 7 receptions and 100 yards. That's easily one of his best games as a pro, especially in the tightest situation possible for the Super Bowl. Dallas Goedert had a solid game, 6 receptions, 60 yards. A.J. Brown had a great game as well, 6 receptions, 96 yards and a touchdown. Man, we was killing. It's crazy because we got him. We was getting him in the passing game. But you know, shit happens. Kenneth Gainwell 4 receptions, 20 yards. Zach Pascal 2 receptions, 11 yards, and whatever and what for. The Chiefs, on the other hand, defensively, honestly, both teams defensively, you don't even need to really talk about it. Both teams defensively did absolutely nothing. It only took 1 or 2 stops to basically seal the game, or 1 or 2 turnovers to basically seal the game. And that's exactly what had happened, but sadly it happened on the side of the Eagles. So Jalen Hurts sadly fumbled the ball, and that ended up being a touchdown. That, in a way, that helped them propel the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl title. That's what a lot of people would say. But basically, for me, it's an entirely different thing, and this goes for both defenses. Both defensive coordinators should not be proud of themselves in a way, because really there was 1 or 2 crucial stops this whole game. One came from the Eagles in the first half. One came from the Chiefs in the second half. That wasn't like, you know, a mistake. In this sense, it was. EHELES Eagles. Thank you, Fuyu. Welcome, by the way, Fuyu. I don't know if you're just waking up, but if so, welcome. But basically, it just came down to a couple stops. It didn't matter from who. It just came down to a couple stops. So from y'all that looked at that game, and for anyone that had looked at that game, you would have seen. And by the way, yes, I had woken up because I have not changed my shirt. I literally just woke up and just got on this shit. Sorry I didn't change shirts. But basically, to put it simply, it just came down. Fuyu, I need you to explain what the hell happened with you when it went to that. I need you to explain that when you have time, because you never did explain. But basically, what had happened was it just came down to that one critical stop in the second half. Yeah, you said that yesterday. You never explained it. It just came down to that one critical stop in the second half, and the Chiefs just so happened to get it. And that fumble from Jalen Hurts came back to haunt us. It came back to bite us. Badly came back to bite us. But what pissed me off more, and thank God he's gone, is our defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon. He did absolutely nothing to help alleviate the issue. I understand the players, they out there, they made mistakes, but what bothered me more than anything was that our defensive coordinator literally sat on his ass and he did not do a damn thing. You know? He did absolutely nothing. He did nothing. He let Patrick Mahomes sit up there and just dink and dunk us down the field until they got a score. 3 straight drives that the Chiefs had the ball ended up in touchdowns. Not once did they punt the whole second half. They punted in the first half. But not once did they punt in the second half. So what did that tell you? That tells you that the Eagles defense, because of how well Andy Reid schemed up against this Eagles team, he wasn't scared of this Eagles defense because they wasn't doing anything to put pressure on him. Now, I understand. A lot of people are going to point towards the grass, how the grass was absolutely shitty that game, and honestly, I absolutely agree. Especially if you guys were paying attention. Even the most casual fans should have been able to pay attention. A lot of players on that field were slipping. You would have thought this was a fucking skating rink with how bad that field was. Especially when one of them was actually due for a potential sack, but because of the field, the way how it was a no-show. That was the defense was a no-show on both ends because when you got a field that's slipping all over the place, you can't go at full speed like you want to without slipping. I mean, hell, even when Isaiah Pacheco scored a touchdown, you could see how bad that field was when he tried to celebrate. He almost fucked his leg up. Jake Elliott almost injured his ankle on the kickoff. If that wasn't a sign of how bad that field was, I don't know what else I could tell you. For the NFL to have a field like that on the biggest stage of the game, that's a blemish on the NFL. That's a blemish on the sport. I've never seen a Super Bowl like this where everybody was slipping and sliding. And here's what makes this worse. They had 2 years to prep that field for teams to play on. If it weren't the Eagles, and if it wasn't the Chiefs, it could be it could be two other teams. It could have been the 49ers, it could have been the Bengals. And if they were slipping on that turf, they were slipping on that kind of grass, we'd be having the same complaints. I gotta tell you, it's absolutely crazy to me. There's no rain, which would make sense for why it would be slipping. There's no rain, no snow, no weather conditions. That's all field. That's all field. I don't know what else I could tell you. Besides the fact that whatever the fuck y'all were doing with that field, y'all need to go back to the drawing board, bro. Y'all need to go, whatever y'all were doing with that field, it needs to be, I don't know. Now, a lot of people have been saying that's the same field that the Eagles and the Chiefs use, but here's the deal. You can look back at the AFC Championship games. You can look back at both of them. Were either team slipping? I don't think so. So, I don't think that's the same field. I truly don't. I've never seen a situation like this ever happen in football where all these players slipping on this fucking grass and there's no weather conditions impacting it. Like, that's a little unstable field, unstable ground. You know, in Madden, in Madden, recent Madden, they have an ability for like the team, for like the field, right? Depending on the home stadium you're playing on, they have one of the abilities that's called unstable field, where your stamina drops more when for the away team that play. It didn't just drop more for the away team; it drops for everybody on the field. Patrick Mahomes actually almost got hurt because of this field. Entirely hurt. Jalen Hurts almost got injured again because of this field. In fact, it was to the point where Jalen Hurts was out here being like, you know what? Let me go and swap cleats for a minute. Now you know why. People at first were clowning him, but now you know why. This field was absolutely horrendous. So for the next Super Bowl, or for any future Super Bowl for that matter, if I'm the NFL, I would not go back to Arizona. Sorry. Arizona's known as of late for having terrible fields. Now, I don't know if Arizona made that field 2 years ago, or if whoever it was that made it all knows this. Y'all can't go back there. Go somewhere else. I understand y'all want to play in an environment where it's an even playing field, but y'all got to go somewhere else, because this ain't it. This ain't it. For what my further thoughts on with the Super Bowl, it's like this. Like I said, Jonathan Gannon, thank God he's leaving. In fact, he's not just leaving. He's not just leaving Philadelphia. He's staying over there in Arizona because he got hired to become the head coach over there for the Arizona Cardinals. And if I'm a Cardinals fan, whew, good fucking luck, man. Good luck. Y'all about to go through the hell that we went through these past 2-3 years with Jonathan Gannon. And it's crazy to me is he's another guy that I'm going to say this when I went to Jim Schwartz. Plain and simple. He is another coordinator that you can see it clear as day that he benefits off the talent that he has and not off the scheme that he has. Because the scheme is pretty fucking simple and pretty damn vanilla. This game and previous other games are prime examples of this. Let's take this season, shall we? When Dak Prescott came in, he finally came back. You know, first game, we got the Cowboys the first game, but the second game was an utter embarrassment for the defense. You want to know why? Because Dak Prescott went 24 of 24 in zone coverage. Perfect passer rating in zone coverage. And by the way, we got the talent. We got the talent. Darius Slay, James Bradbury, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Granted, C.J. Gardner-Johnson wasn't in. He wasn't in neither of those games, but still, you had enough of a secondary to make it a challenge for the quarterback. You had a pass rush. Pass rush been showing up all year. Granted, not this particular game, but I'm talking about from when we were talking about it during the season. These quarterbacks were lighting us the hell up. Andy Dalton was lighting us the hell up. Does anybody remember that Saints game? Andy Dalton sat up there, had a perfect passer rating throughout the whole first half. He didn't miss an incompletion until middle of the third quarter. That was my main fear with this defensive coordinator. If anyone is so much as a mediocre quarterback, they're gonna get fucked up by Jonathan Gaines' defense. But if they're so much as good enough and experienced enough to know how to read coverages and know how to take away the defensive strengths, you get that. Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott. Patrick Mahomes, which I'm not surprised, but Patrick Mahomes and Andy Dalton. The three quarterbacks, and Andy Dalton out of everyone, out of those three quarterbacks, I don't know. It's crazy to me how out of everyone, that man's a journeyman. He used to be on the Bengals. Cut off the Bengals. Why? Well, you know why. Because they have Joe Burrow. If anyone's even slightly average to above average, his defense is going to get picked apart. Regardless of field or no field. And those were the three quarterbacks that did us in. I should say 4, but then again, I'm not going to count 4 because 4 was the fact that the Eagles didn't show up. Plain and simple. I'm talking about the Washington loss. The Eagles just straight up did not show up. Even Hurts didn't show up. He wasn't to blame, but he didn't show up. He didn't necessarily show up as good because the whole offense didn't. The whole team didn't. But the fact of the matter is this. At the end of the day, that motherfucker is gone. And I've been calling for his head to be gone for like 2 years. Jonathan Gann to me is Jim Schwartz Jr. He's Jim Schwartz 2.0. And I understand Eagles fans wants to sit up there and they wants to praise Jim Schwartz. I will never praise Jim Schwartz. And Jonathan Gannon is exactly why I won't praise Jim Schwartz. For my exact proof. A coordinator that needs talent to benefit off their subpar vanilla ass schemes instead of you drawing up different shit to maximize as much of the talent that you have. I understand talent and philosophy is a two-way street, but when that one talent is completely overshadowing how vanilla and how boring your defense is, how there's nothing really going on with it, Of course it's going to make you look like a top 5 coordinator. Of course it's going to make you look like a potential head coaching candidate. But then when you take your ass to an actual head coaching team, your ass can't hack it. Jim Schwartz a prime example of this. When he took his ass over to the Lions and the rest was history. He couldn't hack it. Jonathan Gannon, with how that defense is set up, with how that team is set up in Arizona, he's not going to last long over there either. I give him at max 2 seasons. At max 2 seasons. He's not going to last over there. Shane Steichen, I'm going to be honest with you. Shane Steichen got bailed out by Jalen Hurts. And y'all see it this game. I know y'all saw it this game. Jalen Hurts played his ass off. And before I get further in with Jalen Hurts, I'll just keep it like this. Jalen Hurts bailed out Shane Steichen to the point, and y'all know it, when that 4th and 6 was called. 4th and 6. The Chiefs should have stopped the Eagles on 4th and 6 when they sat up there and they ran that ball on 4th and 6. I could not fucking believe it. I'm like, oh my God, he went for a fucking run play on 4th and 6. Who does that? There's balls and then there's downright stupidity. That was stupidity at its finest. Jalen Hurts' athleticism saved the game and saved Shane Steichen. Saved him. Nobody calls a run play on 4th and 6. No one. And for a damn good reason. Were it not for Jalen Hurts, we'd have lost this game by 2 possessions. It wouldn't be 38-35. Because who's to say that the Eagles defense would have been able to stop them? Clearly, as they didn't. So Shane Steichen accepted the job over there at the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, I'm not surprised that the Colts are going to go after him. I mean, hell, for some reason, the Eagles and Colts have a tendency of swapping coordinators like they swap spit. So, best of luck over there to him. Brian Johnson, who was Jalen Hurts' he was the guy Jalen Hurts wanted to be with in college. He was with him in college. He's the offensive coordinator for the team, and honestly, I couldn't be more happy with him because I trust him to get the job done. I mean, hell, when he took over for Florida back in 2020, that Florida offense was damn good. So, I trust that Brian Johnson will be able to bring the similar attitude, similar style of play, to the offense. Plus, he's somebody that Jalen Hurts is very familiar with, and very much likes. So I'm absolutely for it. For defensive coordinator position, we have yet to figure that out, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. I don't know if they're gonna go in-house with it again, or if they're gonna go with somebody outside of the house and pick up somebody else. We will see as the season goes along. But for the time being, that's how I feel with how the Eagles played with this game. Now, for the Chiefs, congratulations to them. They're Super Bowl champions. We will see your ass next year. They did what they came out to do, like we would have came out to do either way. I don't hate the team. But damn do I dislike Patrick Mahomes. But it's not even just Patrick Mahomes. I feel like Andy Reid, man, I don't know how he does it. That motherfucker has a curse. For people that don't know, Andy Reid's been coaching the Philadelphia. He coached the Philadelphia Eagles for over a decade. 15, 16 years he's been here. And ever since he left back in 2011. No, 2012, I was right. 2012 since he left because we hired Chip Kelly that year. That motherfucker has had it out for us. He's what, 5-0 against the Eagles since he left? We have yet to beat this motherfucker. I don't know how. I don't know why is it we can't beat him, but we can't. He's like Russell Wilson for us. And y'all know how much I hate Russell Wilson because every time we go up against Russell Wilson, we can't beat him. This is literally Andy Reid. Every time we go up against Andy Reid, we can't beat him. I don't know why. We can't beat him. What I know is this. After the Super Bowl performance that Jalen Hurts put on, I hope Jalen Hurts is looking at that contract that Patrick Mahomes got, and he signs for that exact style of contract because we need to keep him for a decade. I understand it's his true breakout year, but you can't tell me in good conscience that he doesn't deserve a contract, a long-term extension. Give it 10 years, 10-year contract, whatever the fuck he wants. Give Jalen Hurts whatever the fuck he wants. Because if y'all don't remember coming into this season, we were thinking, okay, is Jalen Hurts the guy? After this game, there should be no question that Jalen Hurts is the guy. No question. And if there's one thing you had to take away from this game, Jalen Hurts outplayed Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes may be the MVP. He may be the winner. But Jalen Hurts outplayed him. 27 of 38, 304 yards and a touchdown. 15 of 70, 3 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns. He outplayed what many people are now saying. What he's the future GOAT. He's the future Hall of Famer. Which to be honest, he already is. He already was, even if he didn't win this game, because he already surpassed a lot of what quarterbacks had done years prior, like that are already in the Hall of Fame. I wanted to see Jalen Hurts win this Super Bowl. I wanted us to win this Super Bowl. And with that kind of performance he put on, ain't no way you look at this, you look at these stats and think he didn't win the game, but he didn't. And it's not his fault that he didn't. The only thing you could blame him for was the fumble. And even then, guess what? He made up for it the next drive. Drove 78 yards and scored a touchdown. He more than made up for that touchdown. Heading into the half, we were up by 10. All we needed was one stop. One stop. One stop. And then you wonder why I'm shitting on Jonathan Gannon so much. You wonder why, while yes, y'all want me to shit on defense, and I absolutely agree, but I shit on Jonathan Gannon way more than I'm shitting on that defense, because there's no reason you have the talent that you have, and you still let this happen. No reason. Jonathan Gannon quieted my hate of him in the divisional game and the NFC Conference Championship game, only to reignite it in the Super Bowl. All I know is this: for people that were out here on my ass with Jonathan Gannon for the past couple years or so, I want your apology in the single file line. I want your apology. I told y'all then that defensive coordinator like this, he's not going to get it done. He's not. We got lucky. We scathed by Jim Schwartz because Brandon freaking Graham made the biggest play of the whole organization. Not just his career, but for the whole team that'll last a lifetime. And every time I look back at that play, it makes me wonder, you know what would have happened if Brandon Graham never made that play? How would the outcome really go? Well, you got your outcome. And this game was the outcome. Not one defensive player made a game. And I understand y'all want me to be upset at Hassan Reddick. It's hard to be upset at Hassan Reddick when you got a field slipping all over the place. And honestly, credit to the Chiefs' offensive line. They knew Hassan Reddick was coming for Patrick Mahomes. They knew the whole Eagles defense was coming for Patrick Mahomes. And they planned appropriately. I can't get mad at that. They knew they were coming and they shut it down. That's on Jonathan Gannon to prep for a situation where your defense may not get home. You had 17 weeks to prep for a situation where, now I'm talking about the whole season, top to bottom, to come up with it inside your mind, okay, if the defense never gets home, what can you do? You have to switch up. You need to be ready for a backup plan. He never had one. This game will be the game where I will look back on and shit on Jonathan Gannon every single time. Even if we win another Super Bowl the next 2 to 3 years, I will still shit on him for costing us this game. Because all we needed was one stop. One stop. Because guess what? The Chiefs' defense, they couldn't stop us either. But they stopped us that one good time. That was enough to give them the momentum to win that game. So I want y'all to think about that, okay? But the reason why I'm not pissed at this game, as much as I should be, is because of Jalen Hurts. He's why I think we're going to be back here. He's why. I didn't throw a rage fit like other Eagles fans did, like that one dude sat up there, punched his TV, and took the shit all down. I didn't get mad like that. You want to know why? Because of Jalen Hurts. Because of Jalen Hurts. The man went 16-2. 16-2. MVP candidate season. He would have won it had he not gotten hurt versus the Bears. In my opinion, he would have won it. So that's why I'm not pissed. Also, what also helps with this for why I'm not pissed is because we won in 2017. I'll be honest, if we didn't win that Super Bowl in 2017 and we lost this one, I wouldn't be doing lightning round, period. Until like in 2 weeks. I wouldn't do it until what? Next week or so? I would have really needed time to settle the fuck down. But if we didn't win that Super Bowl in 2017, and if Jalen Hurts wasn't our quarterback, I wouldn't be feeling the way that I'm feeling. I wouldn't be feeling as calm and as confident I am about next season like I am right now. You know, it's weird to me to feel that way. It's weird for anybody to feel that way. But when you have a quarterback like this on your team, and when you already have a title, you feel like your door's open. You feel like the sky is the fucking limit. And by the way, people are talking about how, the Eagles are going to be completely different next season. You're right. They'll be completely different, but not on the offensive side of the ball. The offensive side of the ball is stacked. We're fine. That's going to be the same. The only thing that could potentially change, what's up, Demonic? The only thing that could potentially change with the offensive side of the ball is, A, Jason Kelsey, our center. We have no idea if he's going to be back here. We have no idea. But we will find out for sure. A, our center. B, probably our third string wide receiver. Now, what's not talked about enough in that Super Bowl is Quez Watkins dropping that ball. Because if he catches that ball, we're probably scoring another touchdown. Quez Watkins will probably not be here next year. And I hate to say that because guess what? I advocated for the Eagles to draft Quez Watkins. I still have the tweet where I wanted Quez Watkins here. But these games of him not showing up, and it's crazy because he's cost us 2 critical games. He cost us the Washington game that we should have won, And he cost us this game that we should have won. Both him and Jonathan Gannon are probably going to be gone. Well, Gannon's already gone, but he's next. We have no idea. And the last one is Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders rushed for 1,000 yards, but in this game, he was a no-show. Now, understandably, he was hurt, but still, that's not what you need to happen in the biggest time of the year for you to not show up. Kenneth Gainwell, I predicted he was gonna get over 20 yards in my fantasy, in my bet. The thing is, though, it's crazy how all this comes apart. It's crazy how all this comes apart. Travis Kelce scores a touchdown, which I knew was going to happen. Kenneth Gainwell getting over 19 yards, which I knew was going to happen. Jalen Hurts scoring a touchdown, which I knew was going to happen. The only thing that was left was the Eagles had to win the game, and they didn't win it. If they would have won the game, I would have had at least $300. But all I lost was $30. Because I put a $10 bet on that situation. I put $20 on Hassan Reddick to win MVP. He didn't win it. He didn't do anything. But still, if one of those bets came true, I'd be raking in cash right now. So, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, what happened. We have the 2023-2024 season to look at. And I can't help but see it as an extremely bright future for this team. To get to the Super Bowl and only be a few plays away from winning it. And you have the young nucleus, the young core of talent that you have, not just on offense but on defense as well. We have Jordan Davis and Kobe Dean to help anchor that young core. And C.J. Gardner-Johnson, which we need to resign. We need to resign him. He needs to come. He needs to be back here. Which I think the Eagles will do. I think Holly Roseman's going to do this. Jalen Hurts is first. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is second. He should be second. It's hard replacing talent like that at the safety position. So personally, I think we'll be fine. We will be back here. Okay, and it's like I said, it's because of Jalen Hurts. We will be back here. And a lot more sooner than you think. You know how Chiefs fans felt when Patrick Mahomes lost that Super Bowl against the Bucks? I'm sure Chiefs fans was thinking that same way, thinking, you know what, we'll be back someday. We'll be back faster than we think because we got Patrick Mahomes. Me as an Eagles fan, I feel that same way. We'll be back someday because we got Jalen Hurts. That's my thoughts in the Super Bowl. I hate that we lost. It sucks that we lost. I haven't even looked at the highlights of the game. There's no reason to. I saw it clear as day. But if we get back to Super Bowl 58, 59, or 60, 2 to 3 years, it'll be because of that dude. It'll be because of Jalen Hurts that soon we're going to sign a 10-year contract to. I hope we do. I hope he looks at Patrick Mahomes' contract and he does the same exact contract or more. Or same style of contract. But that's my thoughts. I'm not as mad about it as I once was. You know, back then when we lost to Tom Brady in 2004, I was very pissed about that. I was pissed that we lost in 08 too to Larry Fitzgerald. But this, I'm not salty about it. Like I think I should be. I mean, you lost the biggest game of the season. Hell, it's sad because Philadelphia ties their own record where they sat up there and they lost 3 championship games. We lost to the Astros, we lost in MLS, and now we lost in the Super Bowl. But you know what? Out of 3 of those championship games, I'm not pissed about losing either one of them. Maybe it's because I'm eerily, I guess, could you say, not even eerily, scarily confident, whatever the fuck you could say. I'm just that confident in all of these teams to where I feel like we're going to get back there someday. That's how I feel. The Phillies are going to get back to the World Series one day. Choco, I know you're listening. The Phillies are going to get back to the World Series one day. Like when the Astros, when they lost that World Series against the Braves, you had to have known the Astros are going to be back to the World Series one day. The Phillies are going to be back to the World Series one day. The Philadelphia Union, they're going to be back to the MLS Cup, MLS Championship one day. I don't watch soccer, but I know they're going to be back there. The Union has been consistently good. The Phillies are now about to start peaking because they signed another key talent that they needed in Bryson Stott, I believe, Bryson Scott. The Eagles are going to be back there one day. So, I'm not mad about it. That's my thoughts on the Super Bowl. And if any of y'all got any thoughts on the Super Bowl, well, now's the time to go ahead and lay it in on me and tell me your thoughts about the Super Bowl. By the way, I'm putting that up for a clip. We're going to be back there one day. That's the main key thing, main key words I have with this. We're going to be back there. And it's not going to take long for us to come back. It's going to be fast. I know it's going to be fast. We got the talent to make it so it's going to be fast. We got the key players to make it so it's going to be the case. Next, we need to talk about Master Duel. Okay? That's next. But if anybody got anything they want to say with the Super Bowl, any comments I want to say with the Super Bowl, now's the time. Before I start talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of time. Demonic, how you been, bro? You said you're doing well. It's great to hear you're doing well, my man. I'm happy for everyone that's doing well right now. For me, I'm doing great, bro. I feel great. Like, you would think a Super Bowl loss would get to me, but it doesn't get to me because I know the talent we have. And I know we're going to have multiple opportunities to go back to the Super Bowl. We're going to have it. We're going to have it. The extreme confidence I have in these teams, all three of these Philadelphia teams, is unreal. The loss only makes them hungrier. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, we lost, we'll never get back there again. No, we lost, and I know we're going to get back there. Because we're going to eventually get one. I mean, yeah, Patrick Mahomes, the Astros, the LA team from MLS, they got him. They got that. They got that. But, yeah, they got that. But we have loads of time to get one. Another one in this case when it goes to the Phillies and the Eagles. They got time to get another one. They have the talent to get another one. The Union have time to get their first. I know they're begging for their first. They're aching for their first. There have been multiple times that the Union has gone back to the MLS Cup and they fell short. It's going to come one of these years where they're finally going to get one. And they can finally hang on their wall and say they finally fucking got it. Can't nobody tell us shit. I know the Union are starving for a title. Been back there twice. Fell twice on their ass. It's going to come at some point for them. I know that for a fact. Alright, so we're going to talk about Master Duel. Like I said, we're going to talk about Sprights, man. Sprights, in my personal opinion, when it goes to Master Duel, I'll say this right now. If you have decks that focuses on level 1s or level 2 cards to get your shit out, I highly recommend you take a look at Sprights. Sprights are fucking dangerous of a level 2 deck. In And there's a reason why they stayed neck and neck with what is it? Tier limits? Tier limits. There's a reason why they stayed neck and neck. We're going to take a look at this little clip here. This clip is 1 minute and 40 seconds. We're going to see why. This is a combo between Sprights and Tri-Brigades, which got some level 2 cards in it that make it so that it's extremely deadly. I'll explain after this clip. I know it's fast, but I'll explain after this clip. Didn't have to do that. Infinite Impermanence already did it for him. But I understand why he felt that way. So what happened here? Okay, let's head back. I'll run this through you step by step. I'm already getting so used to Sprights that I already know how this shit works. And honestly, it took less time for me to understand Sprights than it did in Mathmech. And I'm going to tell you and here's the deal. I'm going to say this in all honesty. I already got rid of my Mathmech cards. I scrapped them all. Because Sprights are that easy of a, not just for link monsters, but for Exceed monsters, they're so fucking fun to use. So, I'll explain because it went very fast and I wasn't expecting it to go that fast. I thought it was going to be short. So, when he puts out a specific card, Tri-Brigade, of course, you got Tri-Brigade Kit. You can banish any number of beasts, Beast Warrior, and or Winged Beasts from your grave. Now, here's the deal. He put that out first because then that way he could put out Sprite Red. Sprite Red has an ability to where, and this is with Sprite Red, Sprite Carrot, and Sprite Blue. All three of these sprites, in fact, 4, I should say, do that, but the 4th one wasn't shown. Let alone Blue wasn't shown. That's scary. They all have an ability where if you have one level 2 monster on the field, if you control a link 2 monster, you can special summon this card. So that's already a double summon right there for you. Now you can only activate it once per turn with that specific card. So he had 2 Sprite Reds, so he can only activate Sprite Red once. After that, he Exceed summons into Gigantic Sprite. Gigantic Sprite has an amazing ability. If you guys are worried about Nibiru, you don't ever have to worry about it with Sprite because they make it so they cannot Nibiru you, no matter what the fuck they do. Let alone there's one other card that requires it to be in your hand. And if they activate an effect or an ability, they can't put it out on the field because of this. So hand traps that are higher than level 2 that try to get on the field can't do it against Gigantic Sprite. You're locked. Hold it in your fucking hand. Not only does it do this, they also okay, Sprite Blue is shown. He also put out Sprite Blue. Sprite Blue has an effect where if it's special summoned, you can take out one Sprite card, or I should say one level 2 monster. You summon one level 2 monster, doesn't matter which one. You can summon any level 2 monster from your deck and put it out on the field. Tri-Brigade Kit activates an effect where if this card is sent to the grave, you can take one Tri-Brigade card and put it in the grave. He chose to put I don't know what he chose to put in. I'll find out in a minute. He put the Tri-Brigade Nerval in there where it does the same thing. You put it in the grave. Sprite Jet is what makes this really go, but he activates Tri-Brigade Fractal, where you send this card from your hand to the grave, send one level 3 or lower beast wing or winged monster to the grave. So he chose to put one level 2 in there. I don't know what it was. Sprite Jet is a great ability. Sprite Blue and Sprite Jet is what makes these cards fucking go. So if you ever wanna take a look at using sprites, or just taking a couple of the Sprite cards and using them, take Sprite Jet, Sprite Blue, and Gigantic Sprite. You take one of these, your deck just got just a little bit better if you use level 2s. Sprite Starter is another great ability, another great card where you special summon one Sprite monster from your deck, but you lose life points equal to its original attack. So if you take out, say, a Sprite, red, or whatever the fuck it is, I think it's like 1,000 attack, you lose 1,000. Sprite Elf here. Okay, Sprite Elf is absolutely phenomenal. I love Sprite Elf. In fact, it's another great card. It's one of the main cards of this deck. So it cannot be used as link material the turn that it is link summoned. But your opponents cannot target monsters this card points to. So seeing as this card is pointing to Sprite Jet, bottom left, as you can see, I don't know if you can't see the red arrows. If you can't, it has a red arrow on the bottom left. It has a red arrow on the bottom right. So guess what? No matter what your opponent does, can't target it. No matter what the fuck they do. They have to target Sprite Elf first before they'll target the other cards. You will need an AoE card to take it out. Take out all of them. There's Sprite Carrot, so he loses 1,000. Sprite Carrot and Sprite Red have similar effects, by the way. Sprite Red makes it so that if your opponent activates an effect, a monster effect, you can deny it, but you have to sacrifice one of your cards to do it. Sprite Carrot is the same thing, but for traps and spells. He decides to link summon that off for IP Masquerena. IP Masquerena is absolutely phenomenal. Again, I absolutely love this card for a multitude of reasons. It's not even just for sprites, but it's for any other link deck. So if you're looking at making a link deck, IP Masquerena should be on the top of your list when it goes to making link decks. I'm just learning them already. I never watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, but I gotta tell you, I don't know if this card's in there. If it is, I'll need to check it out. It says during your opponent's main phase, you can activate as a quick effect and link summon one monster using the materials you control. So basically, any cards on the field, any materials on the field, you can use IP Masquerena to immediately summon that one specific card on the field that you're looking for a defensive reason, or just for offensive, depending on what's going on. So he used Sprite's Elf effects, brings back Tri-Brigade's kit, banishes some cards, and man, this is where Tri-Brigade is fucking disgusting. With this, so he banishes a couple of cards because of Tri-Brigade kit's ability, and because of this, he doesn't have to really sacrifice any materials on the field. He sacrificed them from the graveyard to the banish. brings up Tri-Brigade Bearbrum. And he link summons that off, both of them off, puts in Tri-Brigade Ferret, Baron Blossom, activates the Bearbrum's ability where if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one Tri-Brigade spell or trap from your deck and add it to your hand. He takes Tri-Brigade Revolt, put it in there, and he sets both Infinite Impermanence and the Tri-Brigade card. Now it's his opponent's turn. He's looking to see what his opponent does first. He puts out Fusion Destiny. That's an Ash Blossom. Immediately. He doesn't get the Fusion Summon. He puts out Vision Hero Ferris to special summon the card. Sprite Elf activates its effect again because it's a turn-by-turn effect. He puts Sprite Carrot out here to make the opponent, a little nervous. So it's a great pressure play with Sprite Carrot. It's even good because you can use it in multiple ways. You could use it to either link off a card. You can use it to either deny a monster effect, or you could use IP Masquerena for material. So fucking deadly, man. There goes Sprite Carrot. And then there's IP Masquerena, so he's going to link summon immediately. He's going to link summon the 3 cards, bring out Appaloosa. And for anyone that don't know what Appaloosa is fucking nasty. So think of it as a consistent card negator. So anytime Appaloosa's on the field, depending on the amount of materials you link summon with. So right now it has 2,400 because it used 3 link cards. That means he can negate 4 cards. 3 to 4 cards he can negate. Consistently. This is not once per turn. This is period. So right now, ooh, great play. This were infinite permanents. That's a 5th negate. So that's a 6th negate. 4, 5, 6 negate. So he got negate off this and negate off this. Shuts off the whole column. He can't do anything. And then he targeted the Vision Hero Increase. The Vision Hero Increase activates its ability during the main phase. If this card is treated as a continuous trap, you contribute 1 hero monster and then special summon the card. This is where Appaloosa would activate its effect. I don't think he activates it here. No, he doesn't. But instead, he's shut off. He can't do anything. Effect negated. Now, I don't know why he did this. He didn't have to do that because Infinite Impermanence already shut off its column. Any cards that enter that column doesn't activate at all. So I don't know why he did that. Both cards are negated. Battle phase is going to take out the Appaloosa, but before he takes it out, Tri-Brigade Revolt comes up. Special summon a number of Beast Warrior, or Winged monsters that are banished or in your graveyard, but negate their effects, and then immediately after this effect resolves, you link summon. And that's why the opponent quit, because he had one more card up his sleeve. And it's the link card for Tri-Brigade that's 3,000 attack, and that would have ended him. That's why he quit the duel. That's how dangerous Sprights can be. This is just off a Tri-Brigade combo. Now, I would show you off a pure Sprite combo, but I know y'all can look it up yourselves. I gotta tell you, I've been using Sprights throughout I'm telling you, I've been so addicted to using Sprights, I damn near forgot that I was supposed to stream yesterday. I never thought I will have so much fun using a deck like this. I know there's Sword Soul, and I know there's Branded. But this shit is different. Okay? It is very different. Like, you have a lot of versatility with these cards to where you can use them with any card you can think of that benefits off of level 2s. You said you're like that with my Meta Knight deck in Pokemon. Can you explain how that's like? Back when it was still a legal deck. I gotta tell you, yeah, explain to me, please. How was that like? I would love to know how was that like. What was that like with the Meta Knight deck? I mean, how versatile was it? Because you could use it for multiple decks. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and show the decks you could use Sprights with. I mean, I think there's Master Duel Meta that shows this. And even in my opinion, you could use it with a zombie deck if you got cards that take advantage of Sprite. So it was my dad's idea to add a Macargo for utility. Okay. I'm going to go to Master Duel Meta here so that way we could see the versatility we have with Sprights real quick. Oh, tier list. Updated daily. Now, MathMech is getting down there. Is draining. Is getting down. Now, this hasn't been in tournaments yet, so we know Math Mech is powerful, but I got rid of all my Math Mech cards, and I don't regret it. Because Math Mech is so fucking weird. Like, I want to say it's good, but it's too one-dimensional. It's like Sword Soul for me. So it was my dad's idea to add a Macargo for utility, but it was the last deck that could stand up to a new meta Infernate 4X. I think it's IVX, I think, at the time. Okay. Okay, I got you. Alright, so I'm gonna see if I can find a couple decks here that uses this. Is this Adventurer? Yeah, this is Adventurer. At the time, level X, level 10. Okay. Yeah, for what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing that Adventurer cards are perfect for this. And I've seen people talk about this where the Adventurer cards are fucking insane with this. Trickstar, you could use Trickstar, you could use the kill cards, the animate, the lock kill cards, whatever the fuck it is, you could use them. You have cards at your disposal. Nightmare Unicorn. God, don't get me started on Nightmare Unicorn, please. But pretty much, you gotta hope that the Meta Knight deck player bricked hard, and if you want to stop them early when their Dratinis are only Dratinis. Oof, Jesus. So as we can see here, people are on win streaks with Sprights right now, man. I'm telling you. Adventurer card, Sprite, Tri-Brigade, Sprite, Runic Sprite. I hate Runic, so I'll never use it, but Adventurer Sprite is definitely something I will take a look at. I'm using Tri-Brigade Sprite right now. But if I get any more wins, if I get some more gems, I could tell you. No, you can go ahead and tell me. Feel free. Feel free. Feel free. We got it right here. We got Runic Sprite, Runic, Emancipator, Sky Striker, Flaunderies, whatever. Let's see if I can look up more of the Sprites right here. Feel free to go ahead and tell me. Tri-Brigade Sprite is number 3, tier 3 Sprite, Runic Sprite, Live Twin Sprite. There you go, Live Twin. You can use Cyber Dragon with Sprite. Wow, interesting. Very interesting. I don't know if that's what I'm looking at here, but yeah, that's what you can use it with. But I will tell you, Tri-Brigade Sprite's definitely looking like that's the move for me. Until I get up there and then I want to use something else with Sprite, which I'll probably use the Adventurer in Sprite because I like the Adventurer cards. I don't have all of them though, but I would love to use them. The reason why I don't have all the Adventurer cards is because they don't have a pack for them. You have to sit up there and start pulling shit. You have to sit up there and start using up all these URs in order to get it. So Delta Metagross is your main attacker and bread and butter of the deck. Its ability, not attack. Lets you look at the top 4 cards of your deck, put one into your hand, and then put the other 3 cards in the bottom of the deck. That's fucking crazy. Okay. 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 Interesting. That's very interesting. So that's the bread and butter. That's the start of the deck. That's some interesting shit. I ain't gonna hold you. I need these 2 cards. Or at least this one. I need Nightmare Unicorn, if anything. I really would love Nightmare Unicorn on here. Mech Knight, I'll think about it. But I need this card. Man, Cargo works well with this deck with its ability. It lets you look through your deck, set it aside, shuffle your deck, and then put the card you pulled out on top of your deck. Damn. That is some versatility. Not gonna lie to you. So you can sit up there, pick 2 cards. Well, let me get it straight. You can sit up there, pick the 2 cards you put at the bottom, pick one of the 2 cards you put at the bottom of your deck, put it on the top of your deck instead. That's some nasty versatility. So you search with Macargo and draw it with Metagross. That's nasty. That's nasty. Nasty, 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 nasty work. Nasty work. Nasty work, bro. And yes, I'm just scrolling through Twitter for a little bit as you're explaining this, so that way I can go ahead and read off any more. Now, Metagross does 30 damage, plus 20 per each card you energy card you discard for all of your Pokemon in play. This is where Dragonites come in. Oh shit. Dragonite. Dragonite. As this is going on, I'm gonna go ahead and put up another Sprite game, so that way y'all can see how nasty sprites are. Yeah, like this one right here. Sprites are probably the most problematic deck in this game, but you know what? I'm not gonna say they're problematic in a bad way. They're problematic in a good way because they really teach you how to punish. That's why I'm loving them right now. It's not like Runix where everyone had to use a card. They had to use specific cards against Runix. No, Sprites are a different animal. But go ahead though, fool. You continue to explain.
It's time to enter Master 3,000 gems, bro. This is a good bundle, bro. This is a good bundle. All right, guys. So we're playing Sprite today. The best deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master right now, and I believe the best version is the Sprite Evil Twin, 100,000%, just because we got access to Artifact Sight and also Artifact Dagda.
Artifact Sight though, that's a nasty card.
Master Duel is a Master Duel. We have crazy cards like Artifact Sight and Dagda. We walk the print. That was absolutely insane. I thought this version is amazing, even though that.
It's not preparing to break a Guinness record for most surrenders. Holy shit. Delta Dragonite lets you recycle electric energy from your discard pile back onto your bench Pokemon. And yes, they do stack per Dragonite. So if you have 3 Dragonite on your bench, you can discard 3 electric energy per turn with Metagross attack for 90 damage each turn just to bring them back the following turn. What the fuck? That's like Destiny Phoenix Enforcer. Fool, you just explained Destiny Phoenix Enforcer, but for Pokemon. You seen Destiny Phoenix Enforcer, correct? You know what that card does. That card can pop, will pop a card on the field. Or let me go ahead and tell you. That card will pop one card on your field, or any field for that matter, pop itself, then bring itself back the following turn just to do the same thing. The only way you get rid of that card is you have to banish that card or negate the effect. And even then, you have to banish that card to make it a permanent thing. You just explained Destiny Phoenix Enforcer but for Pokemon. So you mean to tell me that card uses up energy, basically puts itself in a grave, only to come back right after? That's nasty. That's nasty. So my bench is Macargo, 3 Dragonites, and a backup Metagross. Usually. That is absolutely disgusting.
One of the best extenders in the entire game. And I don't care if Toad is banned, as long as you have access to Ronin, Toad, and 3 Swap Frogs, this engine should be playing Sprite. I don't care what anybody says. This engine is just absolutely powerful. You'll see within itself. If you open up with like Evo Twin engine with Sprite and you can get access to Swap Frog directly from the deck using Gigantic and stuff like that. Swap Frogs, one of those cards, help you get access to quick Link 2 Link monsters and also rank 2 Xyz monsters with absolute ease, especially the Gin Buster or Sky Centuria, which is amazing. And also, I forgot to play Mannequin Cat in here. Yeah, you guys can play Cerberus or Mannequin Cat.
The energy can be discards from any of your bench, and the energy can be discards from any of your bench Pokemon. It doesn't have to be the attacking Metagross. It can be from the bench Dragonites. And like you said, you can bring them back, correct? That's what makes this so fucking disgusting. That's very disgusting.
Sprite time in Master Duel. Here we go. This skill looks amazing. Okay, guys, this is a one-card combo. This hand is just the hand for recipe for disaster. We're gonna normal summon Kiss's skill. We're gonna activate the fact summon blue. All right, guys, hand is perfect. You're literally perfect hand, perfecto hand. You know what I'm saying? Ash Blossom, that's fine. That's fine. I think I'm gonna starter. See where starter gets us. Okay, starter's good. Summon blue. And blue gets jet. Okay.
Yes, sir. Why Meta Knight wasn't? Yeah. Meta Knight wasn't a meta deck. I will never understand. The Dragon Toad, the Dragtoade, I guess, deck with the Dark Dragon Knight and Dark Electro from Rockets was meta, which makes no sense to me. So what got banned? Was it that one particular card that got banned, or was it multiple cards that got banned because of this deck?
Want to start some jet? Okay, jet effect. Okay, we're gonna search smashers. We need to summon blue from the deck so we get access to Kiss's skill, unfortunately. Okay. Honestly, in a perfect world, I'd summon Swap Frog, but we need we need access to the other.
So what got the sets? Set rotation every season. Oh, okay.
See, look, honestly,
so that what got it banned. Interesting.
So we'll go this. Yes, sir. Elf. Activate Elf. Summon red. And we go into blue first. So Lilla. Affect Lilla.
Oh, I'm stupid. I'm supposed to go red first. Red, blue, then red. Oh my god.
So older cards become unusable because this set expansion is too old. Oh, okay.
I literally farted, bro. I'm sorry. Oh my god. That was terrible of me, bro. Oh, it's game over, my friend. So it's game over, bro. It's game over. Watch. Scoop face. Scoop.
Artifact Scythe, he's done. He can't do anything. He can't do anything. So for people that don't know, Artifact Scythe has a phenomenal ability where it will lock your opponent out of the extra deck. They can't use extra deck at all the minute it gets on the field.
GG.
Unless you got something to take it out.
Tactics for what? What are you gonna do? Steal a monster? Draw 2 cards? You're gonna draw 2. Aha!
Damn, he's done. I kind of stopped playing after that. Okay, hold up. Now, Meta Knight kinda came back in the form of Electric. The Eels. But it wasn't as strong, nor as consistent, nor as effective. I kind of stopped playing after that. Oh, okay, I understand. Understandable. So it was a fucking 50% version.
You played in the Imperm column. I just look at your tactics, my friend. Hey, yo. Yo, I got... Yo, this is what Master Duel is gonna be like now. You know what I'm saying? 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 Alright, guys, here we go. Sprights.
But I tried modern Pokemon recently, and modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Modern Pokemon is like modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And I hate it. Oh my god. Explain. I would love to hear an explanation for this. How is it like? Like, how are they similar? But that one, that setup you told me is literally Destiny Phoenix Enforcer by itself. The power creep. Damn. Yeah. That's what I thought initially when I got on Master Duel the first time. I'm like, holy shit, what are these cards? What is going on? I have not played Yu-Gi-Oh! In fucking years, and what happened? Like, it was such a severe fucking power creep that it just hit me like a truck. Until I had to sit down and actually try to get used to it. And still I do have to get used to it in a way. Because Sprights, like every new card that comes out, you have to get used to something. There's always a severe power creep. Some cards are still solid. Don't get me wrong. Some cards are still solid. You want to know what even though I got rid of Mathmech cards will still be solid. It just won't be as better than Sprights. Sword Soul will still be a solid deck, and that's what I'm loving about them. Sword Souls are still a solid deck, not just in Master Duel, but in general. In the TCG, OCG, they're still solid. So it's a matter of what cards, what decks you're picking, and how long you think they're going to last, how long you think they're going to stay there. I still think, while yes, they'll be good, they won't be as good as initially. Why does this basic little Inteleon level IVGX have like 180 HP when I remember Whale Lore EX having the most HP at 200? And then you have this... You got this little frost moth that lets you attach as many water to your waters as much as you want. That's fucking crazy.
And I'm gonna show you guys why it's so powerful.
That's a little crazy. There's so many Pokemon cards that are Yu-Gi-Oh limited, aka only one of these can be in the deck. Damn! Straight limited, not semi-limited, just straight up one card? That's crazy. Holy fuck. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Wow. I'm just... Damn. I'm still thinking about that. Damn, everyone gotta be limited. Which is just, Oh, and there's bringing the Lost Zone back, which is the Banish version, removed from play. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Alright. Honestly, I feel like something like that. Don't you think they should keep something like that anyway? Because they have so many cards. I felt something like that would have been a staple and just stayed in there. I mean, yeah, older Yu-Gi-Oh games are. It's in the graveyard, it's in the grave. You can't do shit. But, you know, some cards now, as we know, when they're in the graveyard, whew, they're in the graveyard. They don't treat graveyard as graveyard. They treat graveyard as an extension. You know, they treat it as another hand. When they first added it in Deep Diamond Pearl, I think that's how you said it, or Black and White, people hated it because of Mayukio, so they took it away. But now I guess Lost Zone wasn't a bad idea. But hey, no more fairy type, so yeah. I mean, honestly, here's how I see it. Some things Yu-Gi-Oh does and some things Pokemon does, if they benefit off of one another in their card games, why not adopt to it? You know, you'll never know when a certain deck might actually benefit from the freaking graveyard. I don't know what they would call the graveyard in Pokemon, but this is what I do know. If you have cards like this that have specific effects that activate from said graveyard, you should be happy to have a banish zone so that they don't consistently proc all over the place and then you have a full-on issue. So let's take the Shiranuis. Let's take the Mayakashis, right? Let's take the tier limits, right? These are cards that love being in the graveyard. Imagine if there was no banish and there was just a straight graveyard. Mayakashis, tier limits, and Shiranuis are probably one of the most broken cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they use their graveyard as a second hand. They don't use it for just that. That's why you need a banish. When I played during Black and White, my deck played both the long waiting game and the short waiting game. See? That's nasty. The fact you could be that versatile in the long and short game. It's nasty, man. I'm telling you. Nasty. We can put on and play another game. We can see what this is like.
Wow, the frogs are just insane, bro. starter. You gotta see how strong the frogs are. Even without totally awesome, the frogs are ridiculous in my personal opinion. Effect, bring out parrot. Yep.
So Weavile did more damage for each Pokemon you discarded. Weavile is short game. Oh shit.
Oh no, wrong play.
Flareon did damage based on how many Pokemon were in your discard. See? Graveyard effects.
Maximize DPS right now.
This was long game. That's nasty. That's nasty. See, this is where, Choco, you gotta give Yukio some bit of props. Because that deck, that whole deck you just talked about, you mentioned. If they had something similar to that in Yukio, right? If they had something similar to that, you can still use it in Yukio. It just won't be as effective because of the power creep. And they're not going to touch it. They're not going to nerf anything. But, you know, it was good for its time. But you have other cards that can, you know, go around it, shift around it. It's not that it's not usable. It can still be usable. Hell, there's still some cards today that probably can't beat that. Probably. Still some decks or some cards. Or I should say some players that can't beat that.
Draw one. Like red. Draw one. Wow. Boom.
That's a game.
I think this might be game, right? Oh no, I'm 100 off.
Wow. Oh, he's 100 off.
That is crazy. We'll set the imperm. And our turn. It's multiple disruptions on the field. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, Pokemon decks now they do a casual 90 to 110 damage. I'm just sitting here like that's a one shot. That is. See? Oh, so it's not too far off from Yukio. See, cause you see how it is now, Yukio motherfuckers. They try the best they can to one shot you, just to get the duel over with. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I want to praise it, but at the same time, it's too many cards that does this. Too many. It has adapted all of us to try and made all of us adapt to try to one shot an opponent as best we can. When back then, Yukio, there wasn't one shot an opponent. You had to legitimately outthink these motherfuckers in a long game. Now with Yukio is straight short game, no matter what you do. The only way you can make it longer is if you have a back row necessary to make it so it's long, or monster abilities to make it so it's long. Old cards at 100 HP at most. New cards do that much more without breaking the sweat. Literally Yukio, in a nutshell. Literally. So yeah, you're not too far off. You're not too far off. Both Yukio and both Pokemon have now adapted to where we're trying to finish you off as fast as possible. We're not in for the long game. If you want the long game, you have to go back. Which I understand it. I get it. You know, the game has to evolve in some way. You can't stay stuck in the same way every time. I get it. Every game does this. Every game does this. Whether it's a card game, whether it's a video game, whether it's a card game, whether it's a video game, you know, they gotta adapt. They gotta keep itself moving in some way. Now, there's some games that do this to where you can play the long game. The Rush Duels are a prime example of this. The Rush Duels have it so if you want the classic style Yukio, but with a slight twist, you have that with Rush Duels. And I really wish that one day we can do Rush Duels. I don't know why Yukio continue to not promote that shit, because there are people out here, such as myself, that is willing to sit down and go the long game and learn these cards, know what they're all about. You know, find cards that we know that, yeah, we can win, but still give us that chance to win. And not have so many freaking summons all the damn time. I still want to try Rush Duels. Now, I'll show Rush Duels in a bit for people that don't know what I'm talking about. I would absolutely love to try it out. Absolutely. Rush Duels and Yukio would probably take off here in America because they're so similar to old school style play. I believe Rush Duels would be the kind of duels to where old vets, anyone that loved the old game of Yu-Gi-Oh, you can play them here. Diamond Pro decks were T2 decks, black and white, X1 decks. X1s are up to T1. Oh, Jesus. So, yeah, this was Rush Duels. You know, this was Rush Duels. Let me go ahead and see if I could show this. I don't know why he got it like this. I really don't like that setup he had, but these were Rush Duels. This is what they are. I mean, turn 2. Oh, turn 2 and turn 1. Turn 2 decks got fully set up turn 2, and I was fully set up the net on the first turn. Oh, okay. Turn 1 fully set up first turn. Got you, got you. You could put out multiple cards in Rush Duels, but at the same time, you couldn't like do any crazy summons. You had to take what you got. Shame it's in Japanese. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I would have loved to play this game. Loved it. And it's a shame that it's not out in America because it should be out in America. It's out on the Switch. I would have bought this. Now people are gonna be like, oh, it's too animated, it's too childish, but look at how the game's fucking played. You mean to tell me this wouldn't be close enough to the first game that you played? Now, he did do a tribute summon, and you can still fucking summon cards, but as you can see, there's not much on back row, just straight attacking, just having fun, and just chilling. I would have, again, like I said, I would have loved this. But, yeah. That's Rush Duels in a nutshell. I would have absolutely played this. Yeah, all I know is this Sprights, man. I'll show more of it later. I'll play more of it later. I know I'm supposed to do Master Duel today. Again, guys, get your ass on Master Duel. Get your login rewards. Get as much as you can. I think for me, I'm on my 3rd login, if I'm correct, because I logged in twice. I think. I'm not sure. I think I logged in twice in one day. I don't know how I did that yesterday, but we'll see. I'll see how it all looks. I know I get my 3rd one in a bit. Because I get a chance to pick another card. I'll stream the card that I'll be getting. So, we'll see how that'll go. So, I want to move ahead and talk about something else. I want to talk about Hogwarts. Okay? Now, for anyone that has not been aware, Hogwarts Legacy is out. People are enjoying it. And I'm so happy that people are absolutely enjoying this game. People are absolutely having fun with it. I've seen my friend, my best friend, one of my best friends, Grim Vana. She's been enjoying the game. Flash apparently has the game. Choco, you have the game. Everyone has been really enjoying Hogwarts, but I can't forget this. You know what I'm saying? I can't forget stuff like this. I can't forget this.
You can take a break if you want. I'll just stop talking and I'll just go fight and do the combat. Yup, but then did it now.
So basically what had happened was Twitch chat, let alone people in general, and there's more to it with this, where they was out here berating streamers for playing this game. One of them was to the point where this happened, where a couple was playing the game, enjoying it, but they ended it because the chat was being so disrespectful and so rude to where it's like, you know what, I can't do this. I can't play this. And the reason for all this controversy is because J.K. Rowling's public like bullshit when it goes to how she feels with, you know, trans people and all this other stuff. And it's just it's sad that the game has to take a hit. The game has to be the game has to suffer because of the art, because of the author. Here's how I see it. The game has nothing to do with the author. The developers, the people that made this game, has nothing to do with the author. Period. None of it. And it's a shame that for people that want to play the game, people that want to have fun, people want to enjoy it, they got to look over their shoulder. Even now, they got to look over their shoulder and be worried that they might get some hate coming their way because they chose to play the game. Here's how I see it. Right? Y'all want to get mad at J.K. Rowling? Get mad at J.K. Rowling. But don't get mad at these devs. Don't get mad at these people for playing this game. If they want to play the game, that's their decision. They chose to spend their money on this decision. That's their decision. Direct your hate at the author, not at the game. Direct your hate at the author. Okay? It's gotten way too far to a point that motherfuckers made a website just to track to see who's playing the game. That's fucking disturbing. No one has any peace with playing the game. And right now, I feel like even right now, like even you be intimidated to play the game. I'd be intimidated too. Shit, you don't know whether or not you gonna have people that's literally out here taking this shit to the extreme by trying to ruin people over some shit like this. It's too much. And people don't know how to separate one thing from the other. And it's clear to me, this is clear to me the case. Y'all don't know how to separate. Y'all don't. The streamers don't deserve this. You said just stuff relating to her was on my timeline today, but I'll keep it hush. Yeah, explain that to me later. Because this is what I know. A Hogwarts Legacy has no bearing on what the fuck J.K. Rowling does. It doesn't. And honestly, I'm sorry for people that are intimidated to play this game. Okay? That's all I can really say. This is disgusting work. This is nasty shit. From not just Harry Potter, not just for Harry Potter people, but in general. Where they don't deserve this. People that want to play this, they don't deserve this. They don't. Out of all the things, and you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and talk. There's this right here. This comment sums up the whole thing. There are so many real world problems, and this is not just with the whole Hogwarts thing. I'm gonna say this right here is a little bit off topic. This is with the Sonic community as well, concerning the drama that surrounded the Sonic community as of recent. Here's the deal: we got so many real world problems going on. We got a fire problem, a severe fire problem over there in Ohio. That Choco showed me. We got that issue. We got a massive problem with that, but we're so fucked up on this whole video game or community issue that it's going up to a point where it's affecting people's either their lives. We have a third fire issue. See, my whole point. We got real world issues out here, and this what y'all want to direct your attention to, and not the real world issue? Like, really? This society now, for me, it's truly on the level of fucked up. Truly. And I don't know what else I can do. I don't know what else you expect me to say aside from this. These people need a severe reality check. Because guess what? That shit ain't gonna matter when you're out in the real world, when you're trying to get a job, when you're trying to work, when you're trying to take care of yourself, when you're trying to pay bills, when you're trying to eat, when you're trying to do all the stuff that's away from the computer. All of that shit stops. It stops. Tuscan, Arizona, a truckload overturned nitric acid. See, my exact point. We're in a midst of a potential catastrophe, and y'all mad at games. Y'all mad at games. Y'all mad at people being together, talking to you, side community. Y'all mad at people that want to be together. This where y'all attention's directed towards, right? But y'all not trying to talk about shit that's going down around what might go down around your area in a matter of a couple days, let alone months. You have no idea. 3 natural disasters in the span of a week. But this where y'all want to direct your attention to. All I gotta say is this: that shit stops in the real world. That shit don't matter in the real world. When you get off that computer, when you get off that phone, you don't talk about that stuff. I know you don't. Because you have to worry about taking care of yourself, taking care of your people, taking care of your family, feeding yourself, all this and all that costs money or whatever just to keep a roof over your head. So think about that, okay? A lot of people, they want to get on. A lot of people want to get on here and they want to chill out without having to deal with the bullshit. They go through enough in real life as it is. They don't need you to bully them to the point where they can't have that fun. Okay? That shit needs to stop. And by the way, I'm going to say this when it goes to this whole relationship thing. That's nobody's business but theirs. I'm not going to reference, not going to name names, but side community, y'all are just as fucking disgusting as the people that's out here with this Hogwarts thing. Y'all worried about some relationship over 2 voice actors or actresses? That's their fucking business. That has nothing to do with you. Let them handle that. That should have never came out in the first place. There was also a mass shooting. The truck was carrying about 2,000 pounds of toxic chemical nitric acid. There was also a mass shooting at Michigan State. See? But hey, you know, let's talk about gaming. Let's talk about people being together. Let's talk about that. Right? We're going to talk about that instead of talk about what's really going on around the world. This community, I'm telling you, these people are fucking sick. Both fan bases are fucking sick. All I know is this, like I said, y'all need a severe reality check. Because when you get off the computer, when you get off the phone, that stuff does not matter by that point. You have to shift your focus to something else. And that's something that a lot of these people have a severe problem with. They keep that mindset with them even when they go outside when you shouldn't. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. The day before Valentine's Day, another train derailment in South Cali. See? That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say, Choco. That's all there needs to be said. Look. These people want to worry about gaming. They want to worry about all this stuff, but they're They don't want to talk about the real issues at hand here. Okay? This could be affecting you very soon. If you're not like vigilant, if you're not careful, if you're not getting up on these on this news. When I wake up and I scroll through my phone, I see if there's anything going on that may hit me or may affect me in some way before I go ahead and look at something else. Especially the weather. That's first and foremost because I work. But you got to look at this other stuff too. You know, people need to be reminded real fast, like, look, bro, not everything is about the game or about the internet. Everybody don't care about the game or about the internet. They care about trying to live and trying to chill out. You said there was a toxic pollutant from the train derailing down here in H-Town, so I'm affected. The toxic debris from the Ohio seeped into the river and spread along the East Coast, so you might be affected. My exact point. So for people that's out here with this whole thing with the J.K. Rowling situation, for people that's out here with the situation going on with the Sonic community, keep in mind you got other shit to worry about in your life, not this. There's nothing to do with it. Let people enjoy their game. Let people enjoy their relationships. It's real simple and real easy. And that is all I will have to say about that. Y'all need to get a good look in the mirror and understand this shit in life is hard, bro. It's difficult. The last thing anyone should have to worry about is people coming down their necks for a game or for a fucking situation that doesn't involve them. That's it. That's it. That's it. There's no more that needs to be said. There's no more I need to say. So till then, guys, I'm done. I'm done. Like I'm done. There's I don't think for me there's nothing more I really would want to talk about from here. If there's anything else y'all gotta talk about and explain, now's the time. All this stuff, yeah, we talked about everything. We talked about the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts gonna get a 10-year contract. I'm letting y'all know right now. Talk about the Super Bowl. We talked about these games. Talk about Sprights. Everything. Yeah, just don't be jerk to people. Just treat people as is. See, it's really easy to do. It's really easy and really simple to do. Being an asshole, being nice to people doesn't cost anything. It costs no money. It's so easy to be nice. It's so easy to be nice. Yeah, that's all I gotta say here for today. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to point out. Yeah, Joko, basically, yeah. Here's my schedule throughout the rest of the week. This is my schedule throughout the rest of the week. In not even 2 hours, I'm gonna start on it right after I close this up. I'm gonna play some Master Duel. I know I got a login reward coming in. I should have a login reward coming in, so I'm gonna stream a little bit more Master Duel. 8:30, not 8:30, right? Yeah, 8:30 p.m. I'm gonna play on Thursday. I'm gonna play some Okami because Friday and Saturday I'm off. Friday, actually. Friday will not be Yakuza. I'm gonna tell you why. Friday will not be Yakuza. If I'm able to get this, if I'm able to get it right where I want to get it, Friday will not be Yakuza, and I'm gonna tell you why. Friday I'm gonna be a part of a Destiny raid. So yeah, it's been a long time. Destiny raids come back. It won't be on Tuesday, sadly, but hey, it'll be coming. So Friday I will be doing the Destiny 2 raid. I'll be doing the King's Fall raid. I'll be doing it with the Boss Lady, Preacher of Valor, known people here with the fandoms. I'll be doing it with them. And I will definitely try to look at squeezing in time for Yakuza. I'm going to try to squeeze it in on Saturday whenever I can. Also, apparently, one other thing I need to do. One other thing I need to adjust. Saturday, The XFL is actually coming back on Saturday, so my apologies with that. XFL is coming back on Saturday around 12 p.m. So I'm going to adjust the time here real quick so that way you see. I guess 12:30 would be okay. I don't know the exact time. In fact, let me go ahead and see if I could find this so that we will see. XFL schedule. Let's see if I can find it. Week 1, Saturday, 3 p.m. Okay, cool. So 3 p.m. the first game will be the Las Vegas, what is it, Las Vegas Vipers? I think the Las Vegas Vipers versus the Arlington Roughnecks. There you go. Las Vegas Vipers versus the Arlington Roughnecks. That's going to be the first game of the XFL 2023 season. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and update that right now. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be the kickoff for the new XFL 2023 season. So can't wait to see them when they return. So that's our updated schedule. Master Duel, y'all won't have to worry about it. Cause literally by the time I'm done with this, I'm gonna start Master Duel because I can't wait to get back on it and play with more sprites. Till then, I will see y'all in a little bit. I'm not going away. I will see y'all in a little bit. I just need for this to finish up.